Barcelona and Brazil legend Dani Alves could face 12 years in prison for rape. No jokes. In today's video, we're gonna explain all the details of this case and what fate awaits Alves. Subscribe to Inside Football if you haven't already. Well, we are getting started. Our today's story dates back to December 30th of last year. Dani Alves rested after the World Cup, but something must have went wrong, as 2 days later, the police received a statement from a 23-year-old woman in which she claimed that the Brazilian had raped her. Here's how the story goes through the alleged victim's perspective based on her testimony in court. She said that she went to a disco around 2 a.m. with 2 friends. We are talking about the Sutton nightclub, which is located in Barcelona. There, a group of Mexican origin invited them to go up to the VIP area. The girls agreed. Later on, a waiter came and informed them that they were invited to join other visitors. At first, friends declined the offer, but after repeated requests from the waiter, they decided to agree once more. There were 2 men at the table, one of whom was Alves, accompanied by 3 women. However, the women immediately left that place. According to the 23-year-old girl, the Brazilian tried to treat them with champagne, flirted, and touched her and her friends. After some time, Alves called the girl to follow him, and they went to the bathroom. The alleged victim claims that as soon as she realized what kind of place it was, she wanted to leave, but the footballer wouldn't let her. Then, according to the girl, Alves committed a number of brutal actions which can be described with only one word: rape. On the way out of the club, the girl burst into tears and the employees comforted her. They called the police and an ambulance, which took her to the hospital. The medical report contains information about injuries found on the body of the 23-year-old victim, which can be interpreted as signs of resistance. 2 days after the alleged rape, the woman went to the police to report what had happened. She handed over the medical report as well as the dress she was wearing that night. According to the CCTV footage, Dani Alves and the 23-year-old woman spent around 15 minutes in the toilet. Of course, there were no cameras inside the room, but Catalan media outlet El Taquigrafo said they have other camera footage that shows the 2 were there for just 47 seconds. The footage was not shown at the court though. The 23-year-old girl refused to receive any financial compensation as she wants the footballer to face a serious jail term. This desire of hers suggests that the whole thing is probably not a slander. After all, such cases are usually fabricated in order to get compensation from a celebrity. Still, the victim's strong desire to bring Alves to justice proves a lot. Dani may face from 4 to 12 years in prison if he is found guilty. El Periódico have published evidence the police have found of Alves' guilt. It's noted that after the alleged crime, one of the patrol officers mistakenly recorded on his body camera the first statements of a young woman. In this clip, she claims that Alves was the one who raped her. At the same time, she cried and was very nervous. Besides, in addition to injuries that could indicate resistance, traces of seminal fluid were found on the victim, not only confirming her version of events, but also refuting Alves' words. The football veteran vehemently denies his guilt, but has already changed his testimony several times. Spanish publication El País dwelled upon Alves lying to a judge when asked about his wages at Mexican Pumas. While in the courtroom, Dani declared that he earned about 30,000 euros per month, although the judge had a copy of his contract in her hands, according to which the footballer's salary was actually 10 times higher, 300,000 euros per month. According to El Mundo, while testifying, the victim described the crescent-shaped tattoo that the right back has on part of his abdomen. When the judge asked about it, the footballer gave 2 different answers. In the first, the player acknowledged having the tattoo, but in his version he said that it was the young woman who attacked him while he was sitting on the toilet. The judge immediately dismantled this statement, pointing out that it was obvious that the victim could never have seen the tattoo when he was sitting down because it would have been covered by his shirt at all times. After the judge's intervention, the footballer once again changed his version of events. In the second statement, Alves declared that the victim did not throw herself at him, but that it was the Brazilian who stood up, making it easier for the woman to see his tattoo. Dani also stated that their relations were at all times consensual. The victim denies this. Moreover, at first, Alves claimed he is not familiar with the girl who accused him of rape and then said that he saw her once but nothing happened. He went on saying that the girl attacked him herself, provoking sexual intercourse. The above-mentioned piece of info was provided by the TV3 channel. Yes, I was in that place. I was with other people enjoying myself. Everyone knows me, knows that I like to dance. Enjoying myself, but without invading other people's space. I don't know who this young lady is. When you choose to go to the bathroom, you don't have to ask who's in the bathroom to go. Someone is trying to harm me and my loved ones, Alves told the Spanish channel Antena 3. La Vanguardia reported the fact of Alves hiring a lawyer named Cristobal Martel, who at one time represented the interest of Leo Messi, Carlos Puyol, and José Bartomeu. The man is considered a successful lawyer in the field of criminal law. What is known for sure at this point is that Alves will spend the entire time pending the investigation in jail without bail, although his lawyer wants to change that. There is a celebrity who thinks he transcends good and evil and that no one would trust a girl like my client. There are many women who do not report their crimes, but in this case, whatever the outcome, I hope it ends in a conviction. The representative of the victim, Esther Garcia Lopez, told. Dani was detained on January 20th at the Le Court police station in Barcelona, where he appeared for questioning. As soon as it became known about the performer's detention, his club Pumas immediately announced the termination of the contract with the veteran. Firstly, Alves was put in the prison called Brains 1. Interestingly enough, he had a cellmate named Coutinho. On Monday, the Brazilian was transferred to Brains 2. According to El País, this was done for his own protection. In the new facility, Dani will have a separate cell with its own shower. My brother fell into a trap. He has an incredible career. We will definitely do everything possible to get our brother out of this demonic, diabolical scheme that he has been dragged into, Alves' brother, Ney, stated on Espejo Público. The footballer's wife, Joana Sanz, also initially sided with her husband. I know who my husband is. I know how I met him. I know how much he respects others. I've seen women approach him many times in the VIP area, daring to try something with my husband in my face. If they do it in my presence, I don't want to imagine when I'm not there, Joanna wrote. However, in a short while, for some reason, she deleted all joint photos with Dani from her Instagram page. Perhaps she received a sincere confession from her husband and could not withstand such a hard blow. Do you believe in our assumption? Mundo Deportivo notified that Alves is in a difficult moral state. This was especially evident on his first night in prison. He hardly ate or spoke. Dani could not even remember a single phone number, so he did not call anyone, although he had the right to do so. Barcelona manager Xavi was also heavily criticized for supporting Alves. I'm surprised, impacted, and a bit in a state of shock knowing Dani Alves. And then, it's a matter of justice, and it will dictate what happens. I feel very bad for him. I'm surprised, Xavi commented back then. Needless to say, society perceived the coach's words as a backup for a person accused of rape. The wave of public outrage got so huge the coach had to explain himself. What I said about Alves was misinterpreted. Perhaps I was not strong enough. I ignored the victim. All these acts must be condemned, whether Dani or anyone else does it. I apologize. It was unfortunate, Xavi assured. Guys, how do you think this shocking case will result in, and whether Dani Alves will actually end up in prison or not? Share your opinions on the topic in the comments below. After that, we invite you to check out other videos from our channel you see on your screens.